COG Academy, Day 4, Game 2 of my second son's first birthday. This is going to be the blue team versus the red team, as per normal. We're going to have over here on the blue side, Squeaky G on the Bakasura in the solo lane. The roasted napkins on Isis in the mid. Obla Bang on the AMC going into the ADC role. Collateral, Bacchus heading up the support as he's heading up this invade that's going on the left side. And Danny Phantom going to be the Hunbats. They're looking for an early kill. Early kill, are they going to be able to find out? Will Ares catch it? He will see it, but he will not be able to escape as he's going to get overhand smushed and all sorts of damage onto them. And the first blood is going to go. Oh, no! Oh, God. One more shot. No! It just escaped them. Oh, my God. Ares.
Agni having to get Agni getting Path of Flames as per norm anyways for the start, so he dashes on out of there. But really just I guess a pretty delayed start right there with having to back them up, so they might be a little bit late to the camps that they're supposed to normally get, whereas the blue team will force them to have to delay a little bit. The right side looking as well to invade. Danny Phantom coming over. Only does have a multi-pot though to his name with that ward being placed, and the Bakasura also just kind of 4 health pots, 3 multi-pots as well. Red team placing some deep wards, making sure they don't get invaded on that solo side of things. But no first blood giving up early, so that's good for both sides, or good for the red team, I should say, being that the blue team aggressed pretty hard there. So we'll see a typical meta start here at the beginning.
Yeah, Humbats just kind of had a failed overhand smash on the speed camp. I don't know if it was a spectator thing, but it looked like he hit one minion with that when he went. He was like all up in the minions and kind of turned around wonky and hit one of the small minions with it. It's a little silly, but here they go into the solo lane where all the action happens in the first 2 minutes of the game. But typically, at first blood, it rolls out of this if people are not careful. But they're going to get a little bit of a push going on in this right side. Now they're just going to let the minions shoot each other. Everybody's going to stand safely. Lash coming out from Kali, getting no damage onto anybody particular. And looks like they're trying to build up this wave, so they're trying to last hit the minions slightly. Getting the second wave in there, it's going to give the blue team a greater push, and it's going to be more dangerous for the red team to really aggress because there are literally more minions. So now it's pretty much evened up. Bakasura going to make sure that stays completely even. Monkey Bout's coming out, landing on top of Tyr, overhand smash, looking for the poke damage. Tyr's going to take the monkey for a ride. Kali going to stun him out, and over in the left side, the AMC gets killed. Awesome. I think that's actually worth backing up for. So, we just backed up to just after they got there. Bacchus jumping on in. Ullr trying to do what he can. It lands the stun shot before Ullr gets stunned. AMC continuing the aggression there. And they will be falling back a little bit from that, so it must be just after this because it's pretty much, I mean, we were like a minute back.
Yeah, definitely worth seeing the first blood on this side to see what happens. Obviously, the Ares must have hit a few chains and hit Searing Plus to go ahead and do some extra damage. Swarm doing work. Bacchus jumping in. Chain does hit the Bacchus over there, and 1, 2. Ullr just auto-attacking the B down right now. Goes to Axe Stance, leaps over there, goes for just the melee attacks in his Axe Stance, swinging away, trying to lifesteal from minions. He switches over to his bow form and just starts hitting the autos. 1, 2, and there he goes. Bacchus trying to leap in on the Ullr, though. Ullr hits the Axe, the beautiful no-scope turnaround on the Axe stun, scaring away the Bacchus out of there. So first blood goes to Ullr, and that's a good sign when the ADC gets first blood. We'll be able to get that Dev Gloves early and start stacking.
Yep, it's really difficult for Bacchus because Ullr is proving to be, he just hit his 4th axe in a row. So, I mean, he is on point with his axes. El Arc Shot, as we haven't gone through the red team side, El Arc Shot will be on the Ullr, Fozzie the Bear on the Ares as they get that first blood. Kali going in the middle, being played by the cute Kraken KO on the Agni in the middle lane, and I have no idea how to say that name. Anexios on the Tyr in the solo.
Anoxious. I don't know.
Anoxious, maybe? Yeah, that's a good
I don't know. Yeah, just the red team having a little bit more of an aggressive duo lane with an Ares and Ullr. Bacchus having to leap in to go ahead and get any damage done. But able to get the belch off and get a stun up on the Ullr. Trying to clean up the swarm. The B hits. He's going to try to get out of there. Leaps back and a couple shots away from death. He'll just try to... He's going to have to go back here after wasting his health pot. And really can't take any more damage as he'll just back up.
Oh my goodness, I gotta figure out what in the world's tickling my throat. But it's just something that's really irritating. It can be all coffee. It's not coffee. I don't like coffee. Who likes coffee?
Oh. Coffee's awesome. But anyways, in the middle lane, we've got a little action going down. Isis hitting 5, Kali's 5, Agni's 5. Looks like it's going to be a nice little big engagement here at the mid camp. See what
Hunbots is
happens.
not
Red
5.
team. Hunbots is not 5? Where's he at?
He's at 4. I mean, that is.
Oh, he's at 4. Oh.
I mean, if that was a 5, that would have been a dead Kali. If Hunbots had been level 5, that would have been it. He would have popped that ultimate. Bacchus almost going down the right side. Agni just doesn't have the cooldowns for anything there. He did have an actual bomb, but he did not opt to use it. Rain fire, excuse me, is the technical term. Trying to more. He does get the stun off on the Isis, which is kind of what the biggest problem that Isis has in the middle. Her main counter, if you want to name it that, would be an Agni, because he can use the bomb, the rain fire into Noxious Fume stun, and that will, you know, cancel out her Wind Gusts. And that's kind of the problem you have as a channeled ability mage, is getting your abilities canceled out. That's why gods pretty much like Agni or Giannis, Poseidon, guys like that tend to be the more favored, because, you know, there's no chance of their abilities getting stunned out while they're in the middle of it. It's a lot less chance, is the best way to put it.
But when Isis is played really well, and if she can get some kills, the Spirit Ball and her ultimate can turn team fights around quickly, especially if she gets a 2 or 3 man stun off of that. So, I mean, she's a great god, and just like you said, that early pressure, especially that an Agni will put on her with the bomb stuns, she just has to clear the wave safer. I mean, she just kind of have to play a little bit safer, let her team help her out if she needs to, and, you know, just go ahead and count those bombs and know the cooldowns on it.
Yep. She can also, I mean, I really actually want to explain that her Spirit Ball is technically, I would say, a channeled ability, because she has to detonate it until it hits the end of its, you know, max distance. But if she gets stunned out while she's casting it, it will just travel till the end, and so, I mean, it could miss the target. They are able to secure their attack speed buff over on this side. Bacchus looking for the stun on the Ares, is able to do that, but it looks like AMC will pay for this, as Ares is going to look for another chain. The hail of arrows unfortunately missed that single arrow. Agni will be able to clean it up with a Path of Flames and a quick Flame Wave for a death of an AMC in the left lane. Chains landing on top of Bacchus. He will be forced to belch and back
Ares
off.
just hitting 5 right now. They need to be careful if Isis over here. Looks like it could be a little trouble. But Ares not looking to ult just yet. But on the right-hand side over there, I guess Bakasura ended up getting a kill for the blue team, putting them on the board versus the tier. With a little help of his Hunbots, and
I think Kali was just a little bit late to that party.
Yeah, they'll take the red team's back right harpies over there for their victory as well with that.
Little extra gold and experience in their favor, as it does give them. It doesn't give them anything. It actually brings them back to even. There is a 63 gold difference between the two teams. 1-2. So blue doing a great job at farming, despite the fact that Ullr has gotten 1 kill, and so has Agni. So blue keeping up very well. Quick, what's your prediction? Who's going to win this game? Blue or red?
Honestly, I think I'll go with the red team.
Okay.
I think the red team has this with the Ullr and the Agni over here with their abilities, and I like Ares' CC ability to chain away the Hunbots and keep Bacchus from jumping in, and even CCing the Bakasura because of that with his chains. Or shackles, as they're properly called, as we know now.
Circle of protection out. Does a good bit of damage, but now that that is down, Isis is some huge trouble, as Kali looking to do what she can. Bacchus coming in here trying to lay a stun. Hunbots does not have an ultimate available. Does he? He does. Why didn't he use it there?
Might not have had the mana. It looks like he was really low right there.
Out of mana.
Mana cost being about 100 on that right now.
He's got 77.
Yeah.
Yep. That sucks. Because, I mean, that was like a couple kills if he had an ult. Couple kills. Thank God we have the lovely, you know, little indicators over here on the bottom left side to give us those specific things we need to know. Instead of just calling Hunbots bad for not using his ultimate, we can be like, oh, he's actually out of mana. You know, reasonable. Very self-worthy explanation. Bakasura going ham on the right side here, keeping that tier press up under tower. He's got 1 level on him at this very moment. Let's check out the Bakasura. He's halfway through level 10, leveling up Butcher Blades, of course, and Eat Minion next. Then the tier, he's about halfway through level 9, a little more than that. So, just a little bit less than a full level behind Bakasura. Good tier gonna push that wave up, clear it out really fast, pushes Squeaky G under tower. As the Bakasura will fall back. Kali over here to assist. Kali not taking a tower shot, but they're kind of going on him, and taking 1 tower shot for her troubles. We'll be heading out into the jungle. Other than that, Bakage cleaning it up. Checking out the items, though, you know, I find it refreshing to see a Bakasura without Heavy Hammer.
Not looking to invade, looking to just keep himself, you know, sustained in the solo lane the best he can with Death Toll, so we can go ahead and get the mana and get the health regen back. So, a little aggression right now over here on the solo side, as he did hog the back archers, and Butcher's Blades will get activated for a few shots on tier. Who will just use his 2 and heal it back up.
Yep. Tier's most annoying with that. I've almost got you dead! Wait, what? You turned around and hit me with your defensive number 2? Ah, well, damn. I almost had you.
Looks
This
like
is pretty much how Isis is going to have to clear out her mid, is she's got to wait till Agni clears his side first, and then you after. Bacchus getting the stun off on top of the Ullr. Ullr could go down, but the no escape comes out just in time. The axe stun comes out, bombs are landing. I think it's going to be a dead pair. AMC is going to go down right there. Oh, he does pick up the Ullr with Intoxicate. Beautiful. But Bacchus will go down.
Will get the kill, and he'll go down for his trouble. Isis with the Spirit Ball will come in and try to get a stun off. Looks like she was able to get one, but not going to be able to clean up that mess afterwards. Ullr going down to a big Intoxicate from the Bacchus, whose burst damage is extremely effective, being that he has Shoes of the Magi. Underestimating that can be dangerous early on, as Ullr probably just found out. Probably hitting Y going, man, I just got hit for a lot of damage on that Intoxicate.
Bakasura stealing the move speed on the opposite side. Tyr trying to come over there and see if he could do anything, but Baka had already taken down the move speed big minion, and then he ate one of the small minions, and there's still a minion left. And so Kali's going to be quite upset when she reaches over to that side. But 5-2 in favor of the red team at the moment. Currently, the 2 people carrying are Kali and Agni. Ullr still only has 1 kill to his name with a singular death. The only 2 feeders on their team are Tyr and Ullr, dying 1 time each. Over there on the blue side, AMC right now with the most deaths, not too surprisingly. Bakasura looking to be death number 6.
Yeah, big 4-man rotation over there, or at least 3 on the 4. Yeah, there's 4 of them.
4-man rotation.
On the right-hand
They're
side.
roaming around now.
Well, while that's going down 4-man, they know Ares is gone. They're going to try AMC and Bacchus will try to take this Gold Fury, but that's dangerous. The Gold Fury hits pretty hard right now, and AMC not with the best lifesteal. Looks like Ullr's going to come around the back. We'll try to axe throw. We'll miss it. We'll switch stances, go back into the arrows, miss his blade of arrows. No escape used. Beads activated by the B. Bladed arrows hits though. Hail of arrow will miss. He'll keep up the auto attacks, try to keep the precious. Isis comes from the right-hand side. Ullr has to get out. Spirit Ball activated. Big hit. Gets the hit. But Ares now in trouble as the belt will come out for the stun. And Agni, can he clean up the B? He won't get the B for in trouble. And Isis is now gathering hit with Wind Gust. He'll just dash out of there best he can. Try to use the Gold Fury as a CC if he can. Or nice beads to stay away from the stun. Kali here to help now if she can. Kali able to get the Bacchus, and that's 3 kills on Kali, and that's not what you want to see if you are the blue team at all, as a Kali with 3 kills already in 10, 11 minutes in the game. Kali starting the Gold Fury now with Agni over here. This is...
I don't think use her ultimate to tank it.
If she has ultimate available, this might be a good call, but
she's not going to have it long enough to deal with that. There's the Hunbat's ultimate.
Coming out. Yeah,
that was a dead Agni. Not worth that at all.
Not necessarily the best call right there that could have happened, you know, with the fact that she did have ultimate. If they had one more person over there doing the damage, they might have been able to, but no hog 3 on either one of those characters.
Yeah, I mean, Ares wasn't too far away. If either one of them could have tanked it for a little longer, Ares would have got there in just plenty of time and grabbed that up. But with Hunbat's there, that was a very bad thing. Agni should have definitely, you know, removed himself from that situation as soon as he saw Hunbat's. It's like, goodbye, I'm gone. I don't care what you're doing. I'm out. Kali, good luck. I know you got to jump. So Isis going to be cleaning up this mid lane, pushing it up. Continue on.
I was going to say, Kali just seeing that she has 1 million minion left at her speed camp, just cleans that up real fast. Got to get that respawn timer on. Now, the benefit of doing that is obviously you delay the timer and keep it away from the Kali, but the negative is that the blue team, you lose the timer on it. So when exactly did she get that? You don't know. It's going to be 4-minute respawn timer as Kali and the rest of the team will, other than Tyr, will aggress to the left-hand side, looking for maybe a Gold Fury fight here. Hoonbot's backing, it looks like on the right, will probably try to go ahead and get over to the left-hand side as quick as he can if this engagement continues, but mid-Harpies will probably be the first objective coming up here in the next little bit as the lefts are already blinking.
They don't don't really want to use their hog. They won't need it on the left side. Bacchus getting those secured. Because if they use that hog, red team would probably try and aggress on them to take somebody down and then go for a Gold Fury. Or they could try to force a Gold Fury fight. Kali gonna go ahead and secure those right mid Harpies, leashing it back to her cohorts to make sure the maximum experience sharing is achieved. And there they'll be going. Bacchus rolling back over to the left side. AMC laying out some hives. Possibly looking for a Gold Fury. Kali's still over there though.
Yeah, with
he
Uber
sees
back,
her.
They might try to do something. Kali go ahead and get the stun off. She'll just have to leap out of there with Bacchus there. Just can't 2v1 that. But especially with Bacchus, Intoxicate, and Belch still up and available with a stun. Can't really make anything that happen there. She'll just try to defend the left lane until Uber gets back.
Yep. Uller there now, going to be able to clear out this wave. That is that one shot. Uller going into the Iqbal after he finished his Devo gloves and attack speed boots, so he's doing quite well for himself. AMC went boots into Iqbal and does not have any lifesteal. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Bacchus or Herp Derp. I hadn't moved everybody around yet. AMC does have his Devos, but does not have any more attack speed just yet. Let me organize these people on the bottom side, so I cannot do that again. Or it's the jungler. There we go. Now everybody's across from their respective opponents on the bottom side, which quite useful, quite useful. Sorry, I didn't do that before. So yeah, AMC just a little bit behind.
Yeah, about 500 gold behind, and that's 400. A lot of that coming off of the first blood kill that Uller got. So Uller sitting at 1 and 2 has been picked off twice, but he's been doing a good job of trying to keep these engagements going, and most of the time his team has been able to clean up, as he does have 2 assists to his name as well. Ping's coming out across the board, looking for something here on the left-hand side. Again, I guess they're just kind of trying to see if they can find a pick over there on the Bacchus or somebody so they can get this Gold Fury.
They really want to force a Gold Fury fight, or force a fight before Gold Fury. And they want to get the Gold Fury, because, I mean, looking at the score right now, the gold difference, about 1,000 gold in favor of blue team, because their farming is just doing exceptional, thanks to, I would say, Bacchus over on this right side. I mean, he's level 16.
Yeah, Bacchus is the one that's really getting the benefit out of this farm lane right now. 2 levels above the tier, just kind of doing what Bacchus does, eating the minions, able to stay alive and healthy, and the Death's Toll helping him out with that fact. Having that starter item, able to just auto-attack the minions and keep his health and mana up is really keeping him in this fight. As Tier will just fearless the wave power cleave it through, and they'll attempt another gank on it. Bacchus not having any of it, and just leap back and stay under tower. So
Bacchus being super careful, staying on the opposite side of that tower. There goes the Hunbats jumping onto those back archers and clearing those up for Bacchus. Everybody kind of grouped up on this right side. Everybody's out of left lane, which is, kind of odd. Usually the ADCs tend to stay there, but AMC going for this left mid Harpies. He should be able to secure those pretty easily.
Ares blinked in. He catches one shackle onto the Isis, but the silence coming through, able to go ahead and slow him down. Escape, no escape coming through, and we'll get both of them.
Beautiful.
Was able to circle protection thrown down, able to heal through that, and the Wingust able to connect on a kill. Now the Belch comes through on the Uller in trouble. Will they be able to clean anything up? The B is in tower, taking tower shots. That's not good for him. Spirit Ball comes out, connects. Kali able to pick up the Bakasura. Fear to Weeble comes out. Agni might go down on this. Tyr comes out of nowhere and just fearlesses the B. And then the Uller is able to go ahead and also clean up a kill. So a big exchange for the red team. Able to pick off 3 members of blue, and this should be leading toward that fire or that Gold Fury, but with Bakasura still up, they have to be somewhat careful about this because he does have his ult available.
Bakasura looking to try to get in there. Kali trying to zone him out. Tyr taking Bakasura for a ride. Baka gonna be forced to jump. Did he jump away? Where did he go?
He jumped over the goal.
Yeah, he jumped over the wall.
Side. Yeah, he was, literally a couple shots away. 182 HP, has the backup. Can't really fight that anymore. He attempted to, kind of surprised he didn't ult to maybe do any more damage and step away, but probably made the right choice of not going in and dying, just giving him the Gold Fury.
I want to point out something that I thought was fantastic in that earlier engagement with the Ares blinking and ult on the Isis and Bacchus. Isis, her beads. Does she even have beads at this moment yet?
She does. They got a cooldown. She has beads too.
Yeah, they were down. she used her circle of protection exactly how it needed to be used. If you are down, if you don't have any beads, and Ares ults you as Isis, wait until that last second before you get pulled in and drop your circle of protection, because the first thing they're going to do when you land is dump a bunch of damage on you, and you're going to get most of that back in your circle of protection as soon as you pop it. So you just got to time that super well to make sure that you pop it right when necessary, and it's especially good because you just healed all of your teammates as well. So it turned a aggression from the red team into a counter aggression for the blue team, and you could really tell that by how they turned that fight around. And then they just kind of overstayed their welcome, and they ended up paying for it with those extra deaths. So they dove tower, and it really cost them.
Ares blinking it again, using no escape on the monkey. Ogni Bomb's coming in with the stun. Fear no evil to follow that, trying to get out. Searing Flesh will come out. Ogni will finish it off with the bomb, and he'll go ahead and clean up the monkey for a kill of his own.
I think that's
so,
kind of
quick
a
pick.
Misplaced ultimate there by the Hunbats. I think if he would have gotten away if he'd put the ultimate like kind of behind him, so where it pushed them away from him, so he could go the other way. But instead, it just pushed them closer to him, and then soon they were out of it, and then they were able to follow up on that damage. So it, kind of a panic ult right there on the Ares.
Looks like a little boxing match over here on the left-hand side in the duo lane. AMC and Uller going at it, trying to fight over this attack speed buff, both taking a pretty decent amount of poke. Uller in melee stance will lifesteal back off of the minions and just get it all back, so no worries about that. But he wants to go back and get this wave before he loses all this gold, so he'll just avoid his attack speed buff and try to clear these archers the best he can. And they might go back on him and try to aggress. Shackles does hit. Uller leaps in. Axe Stun is good. He'll go into bow form and misses the hail of arrows, but he'll just be boxing him out, and he'll get the kill on that as AMC was just shackled and had nowhere to go and just taking damage from Shackles and Searing Flesh and just burnt down the B.
Yep, four-man rotation to the left side of the map. Not quite sure why. But they're checking for buffs. Bucks are doing the back minions here. Everybody's on the left side of the map now. Like they can't decide where they want to go today. Everybody's on all over the map.
We've seen this a couple of times now where the teams around the 15-20 minute mark really just start 3 or 4-man rotations and sticking together, trying to get that mid-game started early because they feel they have the advantage. Only up by about 2,000 gold and about 1,600 experience. Oh, actually, only 1,500 gold and 1,400 experience at this moment in time. Not really that far up, but I guess maybe feeling that they got the better team fight presence, and with the no escape and the Ogni Bombs coming in, maybe able to clean up a little bit better. So looking to put a little bit more aggression onto the blue side.
At the moment, I would say your target priority is going to have to be Bakasura and Isis. AMC does damage, but he's not that much of a threat with his lack of escape, so he's got to play really safe. If he does get too far into the fight, then they just need to turn on him and just blow him up. And so that's one of the reasons you don't necessarily want to take an AMC into a fight in general, is because he's got to play so passively during an engagement, unlike Uller, who, he can be up in your face and just be like, I'm out, jumps and then hits his steroid and runs even faster. And then he's safe with his axe at the ready to stun anybody that might be chasing. And so he's got a much more dangerous teamfight presence versus AMC. AMC does have the AoE effects of all that, with the honey and the bees, so he can lay it down and kind of control where they're fighting, but still has to play on that safe side of things. That's why I say they need to take out that Isis. If they can get that, either burn that circle of protection, get it down early, and just kind of back off from it and force them to waste it. But definitely don't fight on the circle.
Well, big thing to point out is looking at just that the levels and the difference. Bacchus is actually 3 levels above the other Ares, who's been involved in 7 kills, but Bacchus getting 2 kills to his name, able to have about a 300 gold lead and 3 levels, so he's able to complete Sovereignty, and the Ares has gone into full blink to go ahead and initiate more. As you've seen him go back and forth with the blinks, the shackles, the no escapes trying to be used. Doesn't even have a Sovereignty up, looking to go Heartward Amulet, I'm going to guess, with that Talisman, more than likely, for the aura effect and to increase his passive.
That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know if that
Gold
really
Fury's
help him.
spawning back up, but we'll see if Red Team does have a sentry on there, so they know it's up and they know they have no wards there. Wouldn't be surprised to see some rotations that way shortly enough, but with Uller in the left-hand side, just going to take out this lane and burn it down as fast as possible, maybe make him move that way.
The interesting thing is, Ares is not built to fight against Baka. At all.
He's really not. Yeah.
I mean, he's got no physical protection except for the Mark of the Vanguard. So when they get into a fight, if Baka decides that he wants to get rid of that Ares, it's not going to be a hard task for him.
No, it's a level 11 Ares. He's like under 2,000 HP right now, and the Baka with the Executioner and Nikoval is going to be one going through the penetration that he doesn't have, and then the attack speed is going to be ridiculous. And then he's going into a short bow, which will more than likely be turned into an Odysseus bow. So those chains Bakasura attack will just be continuous, and Ares needs to get online quickly when it comes to these defensive. I understand the actives again, but staying alive might be a little bit more of a priority than getting that greater blink online as fast as he did.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we had last game with the Sylvanas with that greater blink super early, which I think kind of cost him some, survivability possibly in the later stages of the game. Granted, it's still 300 gold, but that could be some wards or some other things that may be more valuable come that mid-game, that you really need the vision to get a good fight going. Because if you know where your enemies are, you know how to engage them. Who do we go on first? Who can we focus? How much time will it take this person to engage? Does Hunbats have to jump in to fight, or will he be able to walk in? If they can predict these things, then they can, properly assess the fight. Oh, that Ares changed lands. I was actually kind of shocked that it landed. Thought that was max distance already. They're going to take out that mid tower, keep this mid lane control going for themselves. Bakasura having the best time of all of the blue team in the terms of lane pressure with his solo tower down on the enemy's team. His colleague just needs to walk in there and sneeze on.
I almost think that's actually helped out the tier. Baka taking that tower early kind of let him rotate a little bit more and get some farm back that he needed, because he was kind of behind. But Ares just hits 3 shackles on 3 different players. I mean, they're all stunned right there. He doesn't pop the 2 for the buff. And no escape used, but the circle protection on top of there. Isis just blows up the Ares before no escape had even been used. Bakasura ulting in, chomps down the Uller. Quickly comes in, the Bacchus will use Intoxicate and try to clean up the Kali. Bakasura just takes the Kali out. We have the B coming in. Everyone's trying to stun on this tier and the Agni right now. They'll take down the tier 1, continue the chase. Overhand smash used on the Agni. Stun comes in from the Agni. Spirit Ball will not land, and they will either, let's see if they're going to siege this or they're going to go. Yeah, they're definitely just going to take this down.
So, like I said before this engagement happened, don't fight on the circle. Ares tried to do it. I saw what he's trying to do. He wanted to pull them out of the circle before it popped, but, I mean, Isis isn't going to let that happen. And she ends up killing him before it even goes off, so don't fight on the circle. If the circle's down, just back away. I know you want to.
Blue team, they needed that. Blue team, I think, actually taking the Gold Fury in that engagement as well.
Yeah, they definitely did.
They got the Gold Fury plus 2. Ares blinking in, missing shackles, just searing flushes the Isis right now on the left-hand side. Silence comes in. Ares is 12. I don't really know what he's doing in that engagement versus a 19 Isis that can just...
You want to know a super interesting button that you can hit that'll tell you a lot of information?
What?
Hit F6.
Are you surrendering me? Are you trying to make me surrender?
Hit F6.
Oh, look at that.
It'll tell you who took what when. And also the bigger dots mean multiple kills.
Oh, look at that. Did not know that.
They got 1 kill, 1 kill, 1 kill, 1 kill, and then a bunch of kills. I think it's like kill streaks, like if you get double, triple, kind of things like that. If they're within that certain time, it'll group them up as a bigger dot. But it's super interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that thing existed.
Yep. I didn't know it existed until maybe a month or 2 ago. Because I was trying to figure out how to do something. I think it was battle logs, and I'm like hitting every button on the keyboard trying to do stuff. And I'm like, oh, that does. Oh, that's neat. Oh, cool. You find out a lot when you just spam buttons and face roll the keyboard. Bakasura looking for that move speed buff on the right side, but won't find it as Kali has already taken it. Bacchus rotating over here, looking to counter ward the Fire Giant. They are ready to fight. Even though they are down by 2 kills, Blue team putting up great team fight presence, using that circle of protection to their maximum efficiency, making sure that they force out most of Red's damage, and then they're just like, pop, goes the health, and suddenly we get it all.
Turnaround. I mean, the charts just took a 180. I mean, they flipped all the way around and now up in the blue team's favor.
I think Isis is a much higher tier pick than people give her credit for. That circle of protection is so powerful.
If she can use it properly, she is a great character. We have a quick pause here by Q. No, if there was a
might have DC'd. We might not notice it until it pops away. But that Isis, they have to get a weakening curse. Ares has to pick up a weakening curse. If he's going to be the one to go in there and use the ultimate, which he can't. He's already got his his blink.
All active slots filled up right now on the side of red team. So I mean,
I think that cost them the game right there. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. Not having a weakening curse on anybody on that team. The weakening curse is like the counter to ISIS. That circle of protection, it's not like, say, a Sylvanas or a Hell or an Aphrodite where you have to pop it and then you have to kill them fast. It's with ISIS. I mean, that's her only heal, so it lasts a total of like 5 seconds. So it's perfect for weakening curse. Weakening curse is like built for ISIS, and they don't have the availability for it. So I would actually argue that just cost them the game. It could cost them the game if ISIS stays on point with her ultimates.
Yeah, we did have a DC. It looks like Kraken on the Agni has disconnected here for a second. Hopefully that won't take too long. But yeah, you're right. Circle Protection has great stacking. The healing can be 25% of your magical power plus the base 160, and then including the charges. I mean, that's a big heal. Also a big amount of damage, but like you said, I mean, that is the only heal on this team, and if her team is standing inside of it and they're getting healed for 400 or 500 off of one move, you got to be able to shut that down. And without, Tyr typically a solo laner getting the teleport to tower, Ares always known to be getting blink. The weakening, I mean, the Kali would have been stuck without beads then if you get that way, or even the Agni couldn't necessarily picked it up. There wasn't really a great character to maybe pick up the weakening on, other than the Tyr, but that's going to limit his mobility, to do things. Obviously, getting beat up by the Bakasura early probably forced him into teleport to tower, so that might have been a factor as well, where maybe he could have gotten it. But being that he
Baka has teleport to towers. No, he doesn't actually. He doesn't. He's got beads and hog. So Tyr didn't have to pick up teleport, and it's one of those he did and he didn't. There's always this kind of rule of thumb that if your opponent picks up teleport to towers in the solo lane, that you probably have to pick up teleport to towers. But Bakasura is so far ahead of Tyr with the levels and gold and farm and everything like that he doesn't really care. He's like, you can get back to lane and try and farm up, but I've already eaten it all and it's going into your tower. So have fun. And so,
well, I mean, everyone has the beads on the side of blue team for the Ares no escape. So I mean, AMC having beads 3, so is ISIS, and so does Bakasura. The only one not beads 3 is the Hoonbots at level 2 beads, but Baka still has an empty slot, so you could see Bacchus going to some other sort of active, like a shell protection or something along those lines, to go ahead and help his team out. Looks like the pause has been, or the game has resumed with an unpause happening. Kraken hopefully getting back into the game, and
it looks like he's back in there. He's walking around like a normal person. So AMC pushing up this left side. AMC level 19. Uller level 20. And how did my people get moved around? There we go. Everybody's back to normal.
Yeah, even though AMC's sitting at 0-5, he's got the Ichabod, he's got the Executioner, he's going to a crit right now. I mean, he's at level 20. AMC is one of the better boxers in the game if he's sitting in one of his hives. He can outbox a lot of people, but that is his thing. He has to stand and fight. So collapsing on him is always effective, but when you've got an Isis with a circle of protection, if he's standing inside of it and she gets a spirit ball off or something along those lines, I mean, he's going to be fine. Looks like blue team kind of circling the Fire Giant, throwing out a ward over there just to make sure they've got a sentry down, so red doesn't have any vision there right now. Looks like 3-man rotation on the right-hand side, trying to stay toward Fire Giant in case something happens, maybe just trying to clear out these minions and maybe take down this tier 1 tower, since it is only about a shot away.
They really want that right side tower. They got a big minion wave. Tyr's just going to run inside and whack it once, and it goes down. Yeah, Baka going ham on Tyr, but he's forced back by the minions. If Tyr just dodged through those minions, then Bakasura would have been dead.
That oboe on Bakasura, every 4th hit with as fast as he's attacking right now, his attack speed is maxed at 2.5, and he is at cap. So literally every 2 attacks, you'll be seeing lightning come out of him doing extra damage. It's going to be insane in group fights, especially with his ultimate. I mean, it's just going to go happen.
It's just going to be constant lightning off of him.
Yeah. Kali doing the same thing on her side. Let's see, Kali not at the cap yet at 2.08, but has the oboe as well, trying to do as much AoE damage as she can. So we'll see, but it looks like blue team will start the Fire Giant here. Ice with the Spear Ball on the Fire Giant. Wind Gust will hit. Not tanking the Fire Giant great was the Bacchus. Got hit with the 1. Mud will come down. They're continuing to zone out. Blue team does steal the Fire Giant. Kill No Evil out on the Monkey to force the Kali ultimate to get out of there. circle protection down. Looks like the heal, no escape coming out. Isis still wing gets the 3-man pull. The B just keeps on fighting. Danny Phantom on the monkey was able to get a kill. Ice is still in the fight as well as Uller is just fighting for his life. Tyr needs to get a Fearless if he can into the tower, but he can't. There's a 3-man Fearless into wall. Power cleave to finish off. Can he get the other one? He has to use the Lawbringer to try to clean up the Isis. Uller is fighting for his life in the tower, but it looks like he'll just get chased down by the monkey. The Tyr will dash through and overhand smash. Whoop. There goes the somersault into the basic attack, and that's going to be the end of Tyr right there. Really big engagement for the blue team. Just wow, I mean, they knocked out 4 of them. I mean, they didn't get the deicide, but Uller is 1 HP away from dying, and that will be a tier 2 on the right-hand side, and more likely the Phoenix as well as Ares just at level 13. Now doesn't have the tankiness to really engage this, and with his ultimate down, won't be able to do a lot to stop it.
No, Bacchus getting a great belch off, able to stun them out, bouncing them up. They're going to take out that Phoenix with little trouble. Hunbat's using his Fear No Evil to get that damage out there, but clean up the Uller, focusing him down. Ares is going to overstay his welcome here, possibly going to get burned down by the AMC, but the bomb stun from the Agni will save him there. Blue team going to back off, probably going to take out that left tier 2 tower. I don't think they're going to try and fight this level 1.
That Fear No Evil was the way it should be, right into a wall. Perfect placement on the Fear No Evil, got him going over the wall. You have these characters like Moonbots, you got these characters like Thor, you've got all these people that have a great team fight presence with Thor's wall and Hoombots is ultimate itself, but it's really about the placement. If you place Thor's wall on the wrong side, you might have blocked off the teammate from getting a kill. And in Hoombot's case, you might have thrown him the wrong way toward Fountain, or toward the Titan, but able to get him into the wall where you just, well, when you're running into a wall and you've got a Fear No Evil, you're pretty much just like, this sucks, and you're dead. So you got really nothing you can do there on that.
Yep. Like I said, it's looking more and more like my prediction is correct. That lack of a weakening curse is really costing them. I mean, they went into that Fire Giant fight. They got a great pull. He pulled 4 people, and they weren't able to follow it up because earlier Isis healed everybody up to full post that Fire Giant into a good fight for them. And they burned people down, focused the targets they needed to focus, and just kept going. So,
well, red team just needs to ward their, back half. Everything past the tier 2 literally has to be warded so they know where they're coming from. Obviously, the right-hand Phoenix being down already, they have to wait these next 4 minutes, or not the next 4 minutes. It should be about the next, got a little over 60 seconds probably remaining on blue team's Fire Giant that they're going to have to ward off here, and they just have to maintain the siege presence. They're going to have to give up that tier 2 on the left as Uller looks like he might want to defend it, but with 3-man coming over, yeah, he's just backing up wisely, knowing he's not going to contest that. They just got to keep the Phoenixes up the best they can and hopefully defend on a siege attempt and then maybe turn it around by getting a couple tier 2s themselves and a Phoenix themselves here.
Yeah, I like that ward placement. In the lane, they wanted to make sure that they could spot out anything going on over there. Uller kind of on the other side of that wall, making sure that they see what's going on.
Yeah,
also keeping track, watching them when they push up the wave too.
Yeah, you got to have that whole place warded up from that whole side when you're down like that, when you're displaying defensive. Looks like we have a teleport coming in from the tier. Fear No Evil was used by Ares. Only got one of which at the Bacchus. Circle protection on top of the Moonbot's ultimate will come in. Isis will just clean up the tier. Kali in trouble in the backside. We use her ultimate. She probably not going to get her target. Has to leap out another Spear Ball. Spear Ball did hit Uller, healed us back out of there. Looks like they cleaned up the tier, but that was about it for the blue team as minions start coming in on the right-hand side and starting to attack that Titan. They'll have to back up and maybe even give up another Phoenix if they're not careful about this.
Ice is still great on those circle protections, using it to the maximum effectiveness under that Phoenix, just healing it back everybody, and then they were able to get out of that, disengage. It could have been a very bad fight if she hadn't used that circle at the right time. She'd used it too early, like right when the Ares pulled. She was watching. Ares pulled, and it pulled in, what, 3 people? 4 people? And Isis watched, and she's like, Tyr didn't get a 4-man Fearless, so I don't need to use it yet. There wasn't a ton of damage coming out on them, so they're still okay. I'll let them separate out, see if we need to use it. And then she waited, and they were like, all right, we're going in. She dropped it. The Fear No Evil went out. Her ult went out. Everybody took some damage, then got healed up, and they continued that engagement, killed the Tyr, and almost got Kali.
The Aegis as well. She's going to an Aegis pendant as well, the one where you can move. You're invulnerable for damage for 2 seconds there. So, and with beads, it's pretty much she's not going to be dying at any point in time soon, as long as she can go ahead and have that ultimate available and use that Aegis and have all the cleanup. But Fire Giant round 2 coming back up, and looks like it's going to be a rinse repeat of the same story, as blue team will probably start this and end up now with the rest of the red team coming over, they're probably going to have to try to disengage and maybe zone somebody out. Bacchus Belch comes out on top of the Kali over there, as Isis will hit a stun and will hit the silence over there on the tier. Tier will fearless Bacchus into a wall, as that's the Hog 3 they need to take down if they want to try to stop this Fire Giant attempt. Over on the backside, Bakasura was just going off on the Agni, and Kali is over there as well. They're trying to pick off here in the backline, but going deep is the Bacchus, and that's not who they want to go down, but Humbats with a beautiful ultimate saving his Bacchus, and the stinger from the AMC will clean it up. Isis will over there with the Wing Gust and the Silence, and she's looking at that Uller going, that's the heavy damage, as Isis will get fearless into a wall. She'll use her Aegis and she'll use her beads to get out of that. Chains and everything coming out. AMC is still trying to outbox. Circle protection drop. She'll heal for about a quarter of her HP. Spirit Ball comes out, cleans up the Ares, and well, Tyr has to go home.
He has to try and get out of there, right? He's trying to do it. They're going to pick off this right Phoenix. They're also going to, I believe they're going to, oh, minions took out the right Phoenix, so they can siege this and go for the win.
Yeah, this is go for the win mode right here for red team, or blue team I should say. AMC gets fearless into a wall, Spirit Ball does this, not connect. Tyr able to get that kill on the AMC, but the Titan Siege does start. Minions OP, and wow, blue team actually
almost dropped that, but the minions would have been able to clean it up.
Yeah.
There was a giant wave of fire minions in on that. That was a very exciting game, though. 18-14, and about a 17K difference between the two teams. I'm sorry, 12. I can't add.
Well, you look at that, if you take away the tier 2s and all that they lost, really that's where a lot of gold comes into play.
Yeah.
But they red team played better than the stats show. I do think you were right on the Ares with the greater blink so early. Just never got to be as tanky as Bacchus. Bacchus doing really great with the rotations, able to keep up on the farm and always find farm, whereas Ares was not, and that put him, really 2 items behind in a sense. It was kind of dangerous, whereas Bacchus was able to get a Magi's Blessing and Sovereignty and Heart Ward and Boots, whereas Ares just has Boots, Sovereignty, and Heart Ward, and he didn't get those on until late.
Yep. They both went Mark of the Vanguard, though. That's quite interesting to see. You definitely wanted to pick up the Mark of the Vanguard against an Ares early game, because it's going to help mitigate that searing flesh, which is just so annoying, especially with the being shackled to Ares, and you're just like, no, stop making me die. And Bacchus did a good job.
Actually put on AMC put out a lot of damage there, surprisingly. I didn't expect to see him at the top charts at 22,000 over there, but yeah, he is an ADC. He could do that with the crits. Kind of unexpected, being that his early stat line wasn't the best, but able to fight through the being behind and come on back. Bakasura coming in with 19,000 there afterwards, and that just kind of cleared the way, whereas Agni for the red team was their leader at 22K, and then Uller came in on the backside of that at 17,000, ended up getting focused pretty hard toward the mid-late game phase of that game.
Sweet. Well, that wraps it up for Game 2 of today's COG Academy. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's, Friday?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Awesome. So, tomorrow will be Day 5 of the COG Academy. We'll have another pair. I think it's just one game tomorrow. And I think there's one on Saturday. So, we'll have more games tomorrow. We might even see about seeing how many subs are here and just throwing together a game. We'll see what's going on. Maybe just have a pickup game, so to speak, and just cast that so we have our 7, 8 o'clock games for fun. And that's it for us on today's casting desk. We will be coming back to you tomorrow. I am Demon Machine. Joining me is Freight Train. Thank you so very much for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Yay! Recording's done. Oh, I felt like I did a lot better in that cast. I had